كنا جايين من كل مكان للصويرة زينة البلدان نزورو ونرجع فرحان كالظبيل وللهيل ولا حوض السليح وثوم حيلة نضربو شوفار هاد الليلة.
With the help of Hashem, I want to tell you something that I said every year. Every year I have a question. Next week, the parasha of Haye Sarah. Haye Sarah. We love Sarah Imenu. This is the life of Sarah. The Gemara said, what the connection between the parasha of Haye Sarah and the parasha of this week, of the sacrifice of Yitzhak? The Gemara said that Sarah Imenu, she passed away only because she heard that Yitzhak was sacrificed, and then it was not. Then Hashem told him to stop, don't sacrifice him. So there is two ways how the rabbi they explain. Some rabbis they say that Sarah she died because of the pain from sadness that her son passed away. And there is some rabbis who say no, she was sad because her son was not sacrificed. I mean, instead of doing a Hilula, instead of doing a big event, a big thanks Hashem that her son is alive, she passed away from pain, from suffering, douleur. She had a lot of douleur, a lot of pain. Why Yitzhak was not chosen to be the sacrifice. So the same. My question is, again, and it's something Bemet. Sarah, I don't understand you. After years, you've been waiting for a baby, and Hashem give you one. Now, you heard that Hashem told Abraham to sacrifice him, and then Hashem said to Abraham, "Don't sacrifice him." Instead of being happy, you are sad, and from the sadness, from the dolor, you pass away. From where did she got? You understand? The same question again. We ask what we ask about Abraham. Now we ask about Sarah. From where? There is I would like to tell you a beautiful story. It's a story that, for me, it's one of the best stories that I heard about Rabbi Chaim Pinto Alav Shalom, my grandfather. There is a man, when I was in Morocco, I used to do the Hilula for Rabbi Chaim Pinto before I got married. And there is a family, a Sarah family. Those Asara family, they are 4 brothers and the father. And when I used to go to their house, they used to, all of them, they wanted me to eat in their house. I was very stressed because there is the father and there is the children that they are married, and everyone, they want me to go to eat with him. I tell them, look, I'm only one person. I cannot eat the same time in the 5 houses. It's impossible. Okay. So I told them, you know what? I will eat by your father, and all of you bring me the food. Look at this table. This table was full of meat, salads. Everyone wanted me to eat his bread, maybe 10 breads, big chalot. I was young. I was 22, 23 year old. From where I will start to eat? And the 5 women, they were looking at me, and they look at me, what am I going to do? So I ate a little bit from here, then I will eat another plate. So I tell them, please, I'm not comfortable that all of you look at me. Let me eat. Okay, eat, but you eat. Each one ask me, Rabbi David, this is my bread. The other one, this is my, da, 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 da. And I was sitting, and there is a window behind me. I take, and in Morocco, there is a lot of cats. I throw food from the window. Food. And at that moment, the four brothers arrive. And they saw hundreds of cats fighting for the food. And they said, they know the story. Rabbi David is up there. Oh la la. When they arrived up, they were laughing. They told me, there is a big yeshiva downstairs, a cat yeshiva. They are sitting and eating. And then the woman came. They were happy that I ate everything. Now the question, of course, the cats, they don't eat salad, but all the meat. The question, they believe that I eat. I mean, they don't have a minute of thinking, of thought, this man, how can he eat all this? Please tell me. I mean, for 1 minute, if I was me, I would ask this question. I mean, I didn't think that the window was open, didn't think that I'm giving to the cats food. They thought that I ate. I mean, even if I was a giant, it was maybe 5 or 6 kilos of meat, potatoes, onion, salad, bread. Impossible. And they really believe in the evening the same. For 2 or 3 days was, when they discover that what I was doing, when I told them. A few years after, when I got married, that means 5 women, they were so convinced that they were, you know why? Because in their mind, it was the thought that Rabbi David, he eats my food. They wanted to do Achnasat Orhim. For them, they didn't think, what did I eat? I didn't eat. I didn't throw. No. For them, Rabbi David, you enjoy my food. Conviction of the mitzvah that they were doing. I think Sarah, it was the same. She had a big conviction. The Gemara said, "Ve'et hanefesh asher asu beharan." Abraham Avinu, he converted the man, and Sarah, she converted the woman, because Abraham Avinu, he cannot convert the woman too. So that means that Sarah Imenu, she followed her husband. Whatever her husband did, she did it. You understand me? She converted her husband. In the parashat Lech Lecha, Lech Lecha. What that mean, Lech Lecha? Lech Lecha, that means go. Why twice Lech Lecha? Because Lech Lecha, if you do a calculation of Lech Lecha, that means it's 100. Lamed, Lech, Lamed 30, Chav 20, again, Lamed 30, Chav 20, altogether it's 100. That means that Hashem said to Abraham, if you stay here, you will not have the biggest connection with me. If you want to have the connection with me through the 10 sferot, because there is 10 sferot, and each sphera had her 10 igulim, 10 circles. This is the Kabbalah. You see 10 sferot, Chokhmah, Binah, Da'at, Tetzah, Hod, Tiferet, V'chol. You have, and each one had 10 small circles. Altogether, it's how much? 100. That made that Hashem said to Abraham, if you want to be connected with me through the sferot, you have to live here. But so the question is, what was the test here? And that was a big test. Why? Because Abraham Avinu, he converted people in Haran. Because Abraham Avinu, he had a big job where he was. Because wherever Abraham Abinu, it was after big nest that Abraham Abinu, that he was not burned from the fire of Nimrod. So everybody was talking only about Abraham, the God of Abraham. Bah, 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 bah. So people they started to do teshuvah, covered. Hashem, it's not Nimrod anymore. And it was a big revolution. Baby, it was the revolution of the discovering of Hashem through Abraham. So the test was Abraham, when Hashem said to Abraham, Lech lecha me'artzecha, get out from here, and you will be connected with me, and I will give you a baby when you will be 100 years. So what it is the test here? You understand me? There is no test. And Hashem, he promised him that bracha, money. Just imagine if a king tell you, you will have all what you need if you leave Argentina. You will listen. Just imagine the President Trump. He will tell you, if you come to America, I will give you the whole America in your hand. You refuse? No. Maybe ask him, give me a green card. But understand, I mean, where's the test? You know where's the test? I discovered this lately. Because Hashem said, if you leave the place of your parent, you will be connected with me through the 10 sefirot, through the 100 sefirot. But the test was that Abraham, he did not do the Brit Milah. So how can he be connected to Hashem without having the Brit Milah? So that means, till he had the Brit Milah, he had a big test. It was not connected 100%. Because you cannot be connected to the 100 Sefirot if you don't do the Brit Milah. It's because the Orla, it's Ra. The Brit Milah is something that disconnects you from Hashem. And from here we see that Avraham Abinu, even that he did not do the Brit Milah, he was connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Sarah Imenu, she was watching Avraham Abinu, and she followed Avraham Abinu. That means that Sarah, she was the half of Avraham Abinu. When you get married, you married your half. Before you married, you are only a half man. When you get married with your mazal, you reach your the rest of your the part of your body that you need. Who completes a man when you get married? As long as he's not married, he's only half man. He's only a half happy man. But when he gets married, he's Besher, he's married, the one that is Mazal, so it's complete. So Sarah, she was through Abraham, she shared everything that Abraham has. Whatever Abraham did, she did it. Now I understand exactly what happened to Abraham, it happened to Sarah. When Hashem, he said to Abraham, sacrifice Yitzhak, look at it. Abraham, he prepared himself very, very well. He said, whoa, what my father did, I will not do it. My father sacrificed me, he sold me to Nimrod for money. I will not give my son to Hashem. And then when he was trying to sacrifice his son, the Malach told him, oh, stop. He didn't want to stop. He didn't want to stop. And he told him again, stop. Then he stopped. Sarah, she was the same. Even that Sarah, she did not know about what's going on, about Yitzhak. But when she heard that Yitzhak was not sacrificed, she was sad. Why he was not sacrificed? Exactly like Abraham. She was the half of Abraham. My friend, how much you have to pray to Hashem that you get your half. That whatever you want to do, she will let you do it. And whatever she wants, you let her do it. Do you become one? I mean, if my hand, they want to do something, the other hand, they will not stop my hand. If I want to write, do you think the other hand will stop my hand not to write? No. Just imagine my hand, they're going to feel a form of the numbers of the lotto that they're going to win $1 billion. And I know them. 1, 2, 3. Do you think the other hand will stop my hand not to do it? Even my hand, they will push my right hand. Carry on, carry on. That was Sarah. Sarah, she was the half of Abraham. Whatever Abraham did, Sarah felt it. She did the same. Abraham convert man, Sarah convert woman. Abraham, he bring guests, Sarah, she served them. Never Sarah. Look what she did. When she saw she has no children, you know what she did? She was sad that Abraham has no children. She knew that it was her fault. What she did, she gave Hagar to Abraham to marry her. Who can do that? Tell me. That was Sarah. When Abraham, he didn't feel well because Hashem told him not to sacrifice Yitzhak, Sarah, she was very sad why Yitzhak was not sacrificed. This is the way how you have to pray to Hashem. To pray to Hashem, to have a woman to help you to serve Hashem. When you want to go to the yeshiva, she will not stop you. When you want to go to pray, she will not stop you. To send your children to Jewish school, she will not stop you. And that's what Abraham, the next parasha of next week, Abraham, he said to Eliezer, I want you to find me a girl like Sarah for Yitzhak. Like Sarah. A woman that she will build her house the way Sarah built her house. And Eliezer, he did not know what to do. You know what he did, Eliezer? He prayed to Hashem. Hashem, please do me a favor. Help me to find a woman like Sarah. Help me because I don't know for me to start. And Hashem, he sent him Rivka. You know, that it was a shidduch that everything happened in one day. Have you heard in your life somebody, a stranger, will go to a house and he see a girl there and he told him, I want this girl for my boss. Where your boss live? In Australia. Who is he? He's a rich man. He's a tzaddik. And they agree. They accept. And Eliezer the next day, he left Haran with Rivka. Can you imagine that? I mean, just if the same story that happened, Eliezer with Lavan, if the same story happened to you, would you accept to give your daughter to somebody that you don't know? And she was only 3 years old? No. This is the mazal. When you pray to Hashem for a good mazal, so Hashem will send you your mazal. But if you don't pray for the good mazal, you go to discotheque, or you go to the beach to look for a woman. So maybe you will meet somebody. But I don't think that Hashem, He wants you to meet her in a dirty place. Understand? Yeah. But just Sarah Imenu, she was the half of Abraham. Whatever Abraham did, something good, Sarah, she felt that I have to do the same. Can you imagine Abraham Abinu not to listen to the Malach to sacrifice his son? Can you imagine Sarah? She died from dolor, from pain, why her son was not sacrificed. So what it is the consequence, what's the fruit, what the benefits of this history? Where the benefits? What it is the benefits? If Abraham did what he did, if Yitzhak did, he did what he did, if Sarah thought and she did what she did, so we can do it. That's why Jewish people, all the time, all generations, they give their soul for Hashem. They sacrifice themselves for Hashem. On tzedakah, mitzvot, ma'asim tovim. Well, Be'ezat Hashem, with the help of Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us bracha ve'atzlacha, and briut, and parnasa tova, yes, and happiness.